Welcome back, everyone. Here's Neyyah. We've done quite a bit, actually, at this point. We've explored all the main areas. We've turned on pretty much all of the devices we need to use. It's time for us to re-explore Felitu Island and clean up a couple of things. The first thing to do is here at the heater servers, let's take care of the Tron decounts, which we've seen since the beginning of the game and which I've basically ignored. You can solve this puzzle much earlier than I'm doing it now. I've just been putting it off. So let's remember, we have to input numbers based on, well, not based on, just what we saw from the Holtish server data, and then multiply those numbers by something. So the red numbers multiplied by 4, blue by 3, green by 2, and yellow by 1. Actually, let's just back out for a second. This is the blue wire, this is the yellow wire. This is the symbol for Penorvia Point, which is blue. This is the symbol for Glorific Mines, which is yellow. So the yellow number was 7. We just need to set that to 7. We don't need to multiply it at all. And we're good. Now the blue number was 15. That needs to be multiplied by 3. I think I remember that correctly. I didn't actually write this part down. Yep, that's correct. I do have a cheat sheet next to me that lists a few things, but not everything. Just the stuff I don't think I can memorize. And then behind me is going to be green and red. So the green for Scarlatti Towers, there's the green wire. Red for good old Felitu Island, that's the red wire. So green number was 10, we multiply by 2, so it should just be 20. And then the red is 24 multiplied by 4, which is 96. Now all of these are powered. So this heater server data is going to the Ludwig Tower, and I've already done what I need to do there. Ludwig Tower is sending that data to the Neyyah pools. So next time we head that way, we should be able to activate the heaters. Which I will not do right now. I want to continue with Felitu Island. The other thing we want to do is take care of this crystal block mechanism. We now know what we can do with it. We are going to put in a crystal. This symbol wants the red crystal, based on the data we got at the Spore Docks, so we can pull this out. It goes here. And then we can move the crystal up the deck. Can't move it up because it's the highest point. And from the from the visual, whatever, the plaque we saw at the old guard tower, this crystal in the middle needs to be lower than the other two. So we're going to move it down to its lowest position. This is the correct setup. And now the camera is looking at that here. And yeah, we see that it's got a green light, so the camera's working, and we'll be sending this data somewhere. Not right this second, but we're going to have to find something to do that with. And the last thing I wanted to do here is one that I don't offhand remember. It's been a while since I recorded last. I think I even said in the last video exactly what I was going to do. But if I wander around enough, I'll find it. It's not returned to the old guard tower, so I don't need to go through the secret passage. It was at... Oh yes, that's right, it's the safe. So I need to go to the harbor zone. So harbor zone is this direction. I think once I've done this, pretty sure I will have completed Felitu Island. We will not have to ever come back here once I get that, except to travel to the old guard tower. That's the only way, because we have to come through this area to do it. There isn't a shortcut anywhere else. But I'm not going to do that right now because we don't want to go back to the old guard tower until we're ready to lower the Niyelda, which won't happen until we've sent all of the symbols. Alright, so we go this way, go all the way around the side. There is a possible encounter with a toad here. It's on the rock and then it jumps away. We've seen a toad, the Palave toad, elsewhere. I actually don't know 100% whether or not it's a case of, since we saw the toad in a different spot, it doesn't show up here, or just it only shows up here at a certain point in the game, and since I didn't come this way at that point, it doesn't show up. But we're missing a potential interaction with that, and I don't know what triggers it, so I keep thinking we'll get to take a look at the toad, but it's not happening. A little further, and we should be able to go now. Our minecart is back, and we can look inside, and we see that the safe has been opened, and inside is a key. The Niyelda key. So we're going to take that over to the Niyelda activation console at the Niyelda zone, so it's going to be another little trip we have to take. This trip is back to Scarlatti Towers. which is a completed area. It's just that it has a passageway to the Nyashka zone from there, so we do need to head back. And the quickest way is to use a Pelska portal, and there is one up here. It's not that much quicker because you have to go through all the animations and stuff and wait for it. But it does save a little bit of time to be able to use this. And we need to go Scarliti. There we are. And all we got to do here is enter this elevator to the Nyashka zone. And there we go. Niyelda key goes in the console. And we can take a look here. Alright, so the activation is asking for a code, and the code seems to be the semicircles of the locations. This code is the one we found on the computer at the lab HQ. In particular, the Niyelda activation console, which was only used once, and it had these symbols with some black dots around the rim. And the order normally was red, blue, green, yellow of the locations, but the black dots weren't in that order. The black dots are in the order of 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one is correct. We do want Felitu Island on the left, and we want Calorific Mines on the right. But the two in the center are swapped. So the green one goes here. It's going to be top, and the blue one goes to the left. That's that. It's a pretty simple code. You could probably brute force. Alright, so then Niyelda is activated. Further operations of Niyelda are available on Niyelda Platinum System 2. The location of that is classified, but we've been there, so we're good. So now, if we go to Niyelda Platinum System 2 and activate it, there, the Niyelda will lower. But we can't lower it yet until we send the symbols through to the binoculars. The heater service symbol is complete because we've done the heater service puzzle. And the crystal block mech, the red one's done. I need to do the purple one, at which point I can send those symbols. Let's see, what's the next step in that? I think I definitely need to go to the heater. I'll tell you what, let's turn on the heaters at the Nyashka zone, since I'm close to it anyway. Let's just do that now. Alright, so Scarliti Towers is completely done. We don't ever have to come back here, not even to go into the Nyashka zone. I think Lab HQ is completely done. Felitu Island is done except for going back to the old guard tower. Penorvia Point has a couple things left to do, so we might go there after I finish here. And just a reminder, since it's been 8,000 episodes since the point, we did activate this console. This is the console that is responsible for the shield, the plasma shield, which is currently on, which is how we'd want it to be if we were collecting spores. But there was a note in Mason's room about leaving this off when we collect the spores, so to speak, because it's important for some kind of thing we don't know for sure, but it is related to trapping Smollax. So I just want us to keep that in mind, so when it comes time to lower the Niyelda, we deliberately do it incorrectly. Alright, so these symbols are the heaters. That's what these are, because it's the same symbols we saw on the prototype at the Lab HQ. They are off, because they need to be glowing orange, which is how they are, and I just left, that was the wrong direction. They need to be glowing orange, how they are in the prototype. This is where I want to go. And there's the heater system. It is now available because these heaters are on at the Felitu Island heater servers. Good to go. Everything is ready to lower the Niyelda. We just need to activate the console, which requires the passcode. So let's do that. Let's see. I need to go to Penorvia Point then, which is going to be to the right from here, I think. Penorvia Point is going to contain the signal towers that I need to use. There's 2 towers that we entered a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away and never did anything about afterward. We can also read the text up here at the top now, which is a little far away and smudged, so if you want to try to read the Galahanti, or we can just say, put on the glasses and says Penorvia Point. We could probably guess that without too much effort, because, well, that's where we are. And it seems only obvious to tell us the location we've gone to on the first sign we see. Okay, so the towers are going to be this direction. This central tower, I think, is the signal tower. Or was it the camera tower? Whichever one it is, we're able to do what we need to do in here now, so... And by in here, I mean in there. We are basically done with the Niyelda thing. We just got to send the symbols where we want them to go. And that's not what I want to look at. Thank you. That's what I want to look at. Alright. So we've got a similar puzzle or passcode from the other transportation tower, except the camera signals here are not looking at the Fizaltian symbols, they're looking at the Ligerian symbols. But the color is going to be the same: red, blue, green, yellow, and it's in order. 0 clicks, 1 click, 2, 3. And it's going to be the same here: 0 clicks, 1, 2, and 3. There's Penorvia Point. There's Scarleafy Towers. We're good. And so now, connection error, unable to retrieve signal from Lab HQ portal. Julian's signals lost. Not anymore. Connection successful. 1 of 2 signal transmissions received at Ludwig Tower. It's going to say 1 of 2, even though I have done 2 of 2. It's just telling me that this is 1 of the 2 signals. So Ludwig Tower is now receiving the 2 signals it needs to receive. So let's get to the other tower and send those camera signals where they need to go. And then we should be able to lower the Niyelda from there. At which point, we're actually going to be pretty close to done with the game. Once we've lowered the Niyelda, done that stuff, it's time to trap Smollax and get the hell off this rock. So yeah, most of this game is lore. And we're about to reach another lore drop, so I'm going to probably get to that lore drop pretty soon and then end the video. So we've got a couple more minutes before we get there. These computers here needed camera signals, I believe. Yeah, this is the crystal block mechanism. This is in the correct position, so we're going to transfer. So I'm not going to be able to do the other one because I was a dum-dum and I forgot to go to the crystal block mech before I went in this tower. So this one here is going to show nothing, right? It's wrong. So I'm going to make a second trip back here. This one should be ready to go. This is the heater server camera. All we need to do basically is turn this camera on and we're ready to transfer. So you see the symbols down there. We don't have to input them ourselves. The game knows what symbol is being looked at, and it automatically sends it. So what I should have done was head to the docks, I believe, first thing. And then we'll head back to this tower, and we'll be complete with the area. Alright, so it's not the door here, it's this door. And it is the crystal block tower this direction. To be honest with you, it was not part of the plan for this video. I just totally forgot that I was supposed to go here first. This is where the purple crystal goes, and it goes in the highest position because that is what the graph showed us at the office. So we don't want to move it down at all. We want it to be right here. That's all we need. Actually, while we're here, let's take a look at the Volk Tower symbol. So we found the panel for the Volk Tower way back when. It's off the edge of this pier. We have to move forward and then turn around to get back here. And we see the sun position is in the center. And this is the symbol for Penorvia Point. And the temperature, it looks like 32. This is a 3, this is a 2. So I guess if it is in degrees Celsius, it's quite warm here. It's much warmer than the others, but I don't know what the temperature is supposed to be. Alright, we have all our sun symbols. We know the order's red, blue, green, yellow. The red symbol is the sun just before the center point. Blue and green are both at the center point, and yellow is on the right side of the center point, just a little beyond it. So we now have the sun position things for the Ludwig Tower machine. We have sent the signals from the signal towers to the Ludwig Tower. We are basically ready. The only thing we'd have left to do in order to use the Ludwig Tower Mayorta gas portal, this is the wrong one. I'm talking and not thinking. It's not this elevator. The only thing we have left to do is get the electromagnetic symbols to the tower. And the way to do that is, we have surmised from other data we've gathered, the electromagnetic pulse from the Zeitverfisch. And to get the Zeitverfisch, we need to, well, we could just wait around for 6 years until one shows up, or we could attract them by lowering the Niyelda. So everything comes down to that. Trapping Smollax, as well as getting off this rock, requires lowering the Niyelda. Alright, this is now ready. It's got the correct symbol. We can transfer that. So now we are done with Norbia Point, except for the end sequence of the game when we trap Smollax in the bunker. Let's head back to Felitu Island so that we can go to the old guard tower and finish off the old guard tower. We're so close. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's like a great thing that the game is so front-loaded. Like, a lot of the work you have to do, at least if you're doing it efficiently, it's very front-loaded. All the lore stuff is done early, all of those puzzles. Once you have access everywhere, if you know what you're doing, you can clean up very quick. There's not a lot of puzzling to be done late in the game. It's all done rather early. So now it's just kind of chores. We just got to go from place to place and press the buttons we need to press. Yeah, I kind of wish that the Pelska portal fast travel went 2 ways, because it's easy to get back from an outer region to where you want to go. So, like, if I find a Pelska portal thing, I can get back to the Niyashka pools easily. But if I'm in the Niyashka pools, I have to make this trek to where I want to go manually. Well, not manually, I'm not walking on my hands. So it ends up not being the most useful fast travel system. It's saved us probably 2 minutes in total. But I suppose it's done that way so that you can't cheat, you can't skip something you're meant to do. It's basically fast travel to move backwards, which is always safe. Fast travel to move forwards is always risky, because you can end up skipping over a challenge you're meant to solve. Alright. And this is quite the trek. From the Ashka Pools through to Felitu Island, Vunkia Zone, then through to the Lavanda Zone, then through to the Velatron Temple, then through to the Old Guard Tower. And there is no shortcut. As far as I'm aware, we must make this trek every time. It's probably possible to efficiently do this so you only have to make this trek once in the entire game, but I don't think there's any new player who pulled that off. I think everyone had to make at least 2 trips out this way. Okay, the Healy portal's open, so here we go. And then we want to go in this passageway to the left. And through the Mayorta Gas 2 portal. And all we got to do is press the buttons here. We can observe the binoculars to make sure that we've done everything correct. They should both show up as correct. Yeah, this is the combined symbol from the crystal block mix. Successful transfer. But we don't actually have to do anything. This is just to double check we've done it right. This is the heater server symbol. Automatically sent once we did the puzzle. Alrighty. Now what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to save my game right now. And the reason I'm going to save the game is I once had a bug where I lowered the Niyelda, but then the console didn't open, giving me the journal, and then when I went to the Niyelda to lower it, I couldn't, like, or I went to the lowered Niyelda, I couldn't activate the Zypherfish. Like, nothing happened. So I just ended up soft locked. So I'm saving now in case a bug happens here. I don't think it will, but if it does, I can reload the game. So all I got to do, pull the lever, and I grab a journal. The Niyelda has now been lowered. And I picked up the final journal, which I'm not going to read right this minute. I'm going to go back to the Nyashka pools, just take care of that now, and we're going to read that next time around. So the trek back will not be nearly so annoying because we can use a Pelska portal, but there's no Pelska portals at the old guard tower, nor at the Velatron temple, so we do have to at least go back to Famitsu Island. To find the one that is over here along this walkway. Alright, Niyelda's lowered. That only happens if we've done all the other puzzles, so we are ready to approach the end game. I am going to lower the, or not lower, it's already lowered. I'm going to activate the Niyelda. And by that, I mean I'm going to deactivate the shield. So normally, if we wanted to collect the spores, we would just do our collection from here. That's not what we want to do. We don't care about the spores. We don't care about Smollax and his problems. We want the electromagnetic signal from the Zypherfish so that we can begin trapping Smollax and activate the portal to leave Neyyah. The Zypherfish is attracted to the spores from the Nyashka plant, so if we go around this until we find the machine again, there we are, we can activate it, and by activate I mean deactivate. And having done so, we actually can't press the button again, so the game's telling us we got it. We can't even look at the computer to see that we've deactivated it. Let's head inside. Let's take a look. There's the fish. It's hanging out down there. He's going to just hang out there till he's had his fill, which will be never. So now that the Zypherfish are here, we have the electromagnetic symbol, which is disrupting the plants. But that signal allows us to go and trap Smollax. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save all that for another video. For now, you know what? I'm just going to stop right here. We've done everything we need to do. We're prepared for the end game. The next video is going to be lore. I'm going to read through the final journal. It's a rather lengthy one, so I'm just going to make that a whole video. And then after that, we're going to take care of the ending of the game. So thanks so much for watching this one. Hope you're all having a great day. See you in the next one. Goodbye.